Hey y'all, welcome to Girl Talk.
Don't I look so pretty when I see Yo, what up, y'all? Y'all tuning into Girl Talk tonight.
Yo, welcome to Girl Talk. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling out there? It's me, your girl Shy. We're Girl Talk, Conversations with Shy. How y'all feeling? What y'all drinking on? Y'all know how we start this off. Hey, y'all. What's up? How you doing? How y'all doing out there? Today, we're going live with my girl QUANNY. She has her own podcast called Somebody's Mama. So we're going to get into that, find out what that's about. She'll be another person to follow. She's really interesting. She's really good. She's really funny also. How y'all feeling out there? Yes, sis got the intro. Sis, where you been? The intro been here. How y'all feeling? What y'all drinking? Shout out to Selena for that intro. You know, I don't know how to do that. How y'all feeling? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Girl Talk. Hey, Dion. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? It's so good. Hey y'all. Sorry about Sunday. I had to cancel it, so I was like, I have to make it up. People was hitting me up like, Shanice, what happened to Girl Talk on Sunday? Da, 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 da. I was like, oh gosh, let me do this because this is what I love. This is what I want to do. Sorry about Sunday, like I said, but we here. So what's goody? We here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It's gonna be a great show. We going live with QUANNY, Somebody's Mama. That's the name of her podcast. Feeling good, looking good. God is dope. How y'all feeling? We just waiting for her to join in. What's up with y'all? Talk to me. Today's my Friday, so I'm super excited, super hype. I got my little Henny and wine mixed together. Sis is feeling good. Hookah behind the camera. I'm going to keep it professional all the time. What up, Gigi? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I love the love. Love the love. Seriously, I've been getting very good feedback. Everybody's been helping me out. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you for some of you guys for purchasing your Girl Talk t-shirts. I know the rest of you guys are. I have to restock, so I will let you guys know. You can also pre-order. Text me, and because sometimes I don't know the sizes you guys want or the colors, so I was kind of playing around with that at the moment. But we here and we live. How you feeling? We just waiting for QUANNY to join in. What are y'all drinking? Come on. What y'all drinking out there? You never called me what happened to my shirt. I got you though. Re-up coming real soon. I appreciate all of you guys. Seriously. Don't punch me. Just love me. How y'all feeling? So basically, we're going to just be talking about somebody's mama, There's a lot of single parents, a lot of parents who got, you know, two parents, which is beautiful, and there's some of us that don't, which is fine. So we're going to work together and help each other. Drinking sweet tea, you got to put a little vodka in that. Henny colada, okay. Okay. I'll be coming soon with Girl Talk cups. You know, so everybody can sip and have, looking at me, looking at my lips. How y'all feeling? I was just waiting for her to join in. I got a couple of things we're going to do today. Everybody know the show is an hour long. I just really, really appreciate it. Really, really. I'm drinking my little cup. Waiting for her to join in. Come on, QUANNY. Let's get this started. Shout out to my girl, Chev. I got a microphone now. I'm so excited. Couldn't use it today, but appreciate it. I appreciate all my friends and all my followers and all the love. I've been receiving a lot of feedback and help. There's some things that I don't know, that I do not know how to do everything. Shout out to Shanae. She was helping me just 5 minutes ago. You know, everybody's just helping. Everybody's just loving. It's beautiful. The love is beautiful. It's like, ooh, I should have been started this. I feel like I'm in the right crowds, the right people. Always keeping positive people around me. And it's great. It's great. It's like, once you let go all that negative energy and all the negative people, and sometimes it is hard, as we talked about with my girl Energy, life becomes much better. Sometimes it may seem hard to let certain people go or certain things go. But trust me, once you let it go, it's like a weight is lifted off your shoulder. I love y'all. I see my girl, she joined in. QUANNY, I'm going to add you. I don't know why it's not coming up. Keep drinking, though. Keep having a good time, though. What did you guys do today? I did my makeup, a little rush job. How I'm looking. Hair getting longer. You know, I'm feeling myself. Today somebody's very special to me, birthday too, my cousin Stacy, like a second mom, first dad. Shout out to you. Happy birthday, Stacy. I love you. QUANNY, did you see the request? We going live. We are live with Girl Talk. With Girl Talk. I'm trying to see, but I'm still here. As you know, everybody, at the bottom, if you want to ask any questions or say anything, you can always write it in the question box. You can write it in caps in my comments. Sometimes it's hard to read and talk at the same time. I'm trying to master it. I'm getting it. Give me some time. But if it's important and you really want to talk about it or you really want to be heard, write it in the question box, okay? Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm just waiting for her to join in. Everybody keep drinking. It's Girl Talk with Shy. Conversations with Shy. What color shirt y'all want? Black, white. I think I'm going to get some pink ones. The lips is looking nice. Did y'all see my post? Shout out to all my friends for wearing my shirt and posting it. Today my mama wore it. Actually, she wore it like 2 days in a row. That's how much she loved her daughter. Here we go. Here we go. Black, okay. You were small, right? What's up? What's up? What's
Hey,
up? What's up? How you doing? I'm good. How you doing?
I'm here. I'm out here. I'm good. Can't complain. I could, but what's the point?
Right. What's the point of complaining? We here, we alive.
Right.
And we are blessed.
Absolutely.
So welcome to Girl Talk. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
No problem. We always start off with Girl Talk. Since 2020, has your 2020 vision changed?
It has. I definitely had some plans in mind, but it changed in the sense of it caused me to kind of like step out on faith a little bit and kind of like really put myself out there. and
Okay.
with little, like, not little, but projects that I've been involved in and like really
Right.
taking
Don't say
action.
little. I learned stop
I'm
saying
about
the
to say,
word
hold
little
on, let me
before
not
we
say
talk about
little.
our products and what we're doing.
Yeah, so in that sense, it's definitely shifted. I did
Okay.
not like see myself doing this like for real. Like I
So
didn't.
so this started because of quarantining and
It
just being inside
honestly did.
thinking.
I had, a little bit too much time on my hands.
Right.
And it gave me the time to think clearly instead of just be out here doing.
Right.
And
Slow down.
it slowed my ass down. It slowed me down and it gave me breathing room, and it really allowed me to kind of like have more creative space.
Okay.
Um, just give me the opportunity to kind of like really delve into my creativity a little bit more. And so, yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely shifted.
Okay. So tell us about yourself. I met you in college. Um, in college. Well, let me give you. So okay, guys. So
About to
for
say,
Girl
just
Talk,
go ahead.
no. So this is a beautiful thing, though. So for Girl Talk, right? Most of my co-hosts that I have had on are people that I know, and people that I love, and people that I had a relationship with, and people that are growing and doing their thing. So I'm so happy that I don't have to always just search around for different people, and I could promote my friends and I could promote the people that I know instead of just going straight to strangers. Not saying anything is wrong
Right.
with that, but I love the fact that I can reach out to a college friend like, hey girl, you doing your thing, come on my show. Like, I love that.
Absolutely.
So that's what I was gonna say about college. That
Oh, I
uh,
thought you was about to share some stories. About to say,
no. I'm not gonna share. I'm not gonna share those stories right now. My cup is still full. My cup is still full. I'm still the Shanice you
oh,
knew.
you got to,
A
oh, you
little
got to double
bit.
down a little bit more. Okay, I got you. I got you.
So tell us about yourself, though. Where
All
you
right. Well,
from?
I'm from Connecticut. Of course, I've been around. I've done my share of living in the New Yorker city.
Okay.
But I am a creative. I'm a dance teacher by day. Well, no, I'm a mom by day, like
Right.
for
All
life.
day.
Um, I am a content creator. I have my own podcast and I have a YouTube channel. And so, yeah, I'm just a natural born creative. I've, been doing this for quite some time, but like this is the first year I'm kind of like putting myself out there.
Okay. So, like in college, did you see yourself doing this? Was this something that you wanted to do, or is this
This is
something?
something I've
Wow.
always wanted to do. I guess I was just very fearful of actually doing it.
Okay.
So it was weird because like I was always like doing something I was in a band in college. Everybody know me as the dancer girl. So I was a
Right.
dancer girl in college, and then
Okay.
I did like theater growing up. I danced all my life, and so I always saw myself like never walking away from that. But I guess like because they always say, well, you need to have a plan B because not everybody makes it. And so
Right.
like that kind of like seeped in my brain. So I was just like, I guess I gotta go to college. And I guess I gotta, yeah. So I always saw myself doing it. I like as far as pursuing it, I didn't really see myself pursuing until like I hit like my mid-20s.
Okay. And that's when you start thinking about it and really getting into it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I'm not gonna lie. For me, it started with quarantine. It is something that I wanted to do. I always wanted to be like a radio host or something like
Me
that. But I was like,
too.
oh, I'm too old. Oh, it's over. I went to
Exactly.
school. I don't know where to start at. And then once quarantine started, I found myself having a conversation with two of my friends. I was like, oh my God, let's record it. Like, this conversation was so good. So it kind of just took off after that. So your podcast is called Somebody's Mama,
Yep.
right? And how did that come about?
Well, of course I'm a mother and I just always wanted to talk about like the the unconventional part of motherhood. Like people always talk about like how great motherhood is, and oh my god, I love their smelly diapers. Like,
Right.
that wasn't the case for me. I'll talk about the nitty gritty, and of course, along with other stuff too, like relationships and stuff like that. But
Right.
like, motherhood is my life right now. Like,
Right.
I'm not, I'm not dating. I'm not like in a relationship. I'm not married or anything. So I can't. Of course, I've been involved in relationships, but I can't speak on that like wholeheartedly or in totality the way I can talk about motherhood. I mean, of
Mm-hmm.
course, it's going to be intertwined with everything else, but
Right.
motherhood is the one thing. And me, it's the same way as a process for other mothers out there. It's a process for me too. I don't know it all. I don't pretend like I know it all. This shit is hard.
Right.
And I just get on a platform and I talk about how this shit is hard. Wait, can I
Right.
say
Well,
that? Let me wipe my mouth.
no, it's okay. It's girl talk.
Oh,
It's girl talk. You say
I
how
was
you
say,
feel.
yeah,
This
because
is
it's hard. I
this,
talk about like how much like my baby daddy gets on my nerves, but you know,
yo,
it's
who?
just
I'm sorry. It's breaking up a little bit.
it is. Oh man, I said
It's
my
kind.
baby
You're
daddy.
kind of blurry a little bit.
Damn, I see you just fine. Hold on,
Is it
hold
blurry to
on.
you?
I think maybe she's
Okay.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you. We can see you. It was just a little blurry.
Oh, okay. Is it good now?
Yeah, you're good. So you spoke
Okay.
about, it being hard and, first time mom and adjusting and getting to know things. Does it bother you when people with no kids or even people with kids try to like judge you or have that happen to you? Try to judge you or try to tell you how
Oh,
to raise
absolutely.
your
It happened
kid?
to me the other day. It literally put me in a state of anxiety. Like, cause there's a friend, and it was a friend, and I felt, and I was like, I don't want to feel like that towards my friend, but like, I
Right.
get annoyed. So we were doing something, and my daughter was just, being her regular 3-year-old self, and she was like throwing a tantrum. So I've learned to actively ignore her.
Right.
And so she'll be in the corner wilding out, and I'll be like, "Are you done? You can come talk to me when you're done." Like, that's how I do things around here. Like, you know how to use your words. You're too smart of a little girl. You're not about to sit here and wild out like that.
Right.
That people can't handle that the way I can handle that. And so,
Right.
of course, on the outside looking in, it may look like I'm not disciplining her. I'm like, no,
Okay.
that's my form of discipline. And so someone said something about, oh, she just needs to be a little bit more disciplined. I don't know how you could just tune her out like that.
Because I'm with her every day.
Exactly. I can tune her out. Like, okay,
Right.
bring her to your house and let her scream and holler for some ice cream. Let's see
Right.
how she feels. I just
Right.
choose not to let her stress me out.
Right.
So yeah.
Do you think parents got to see a different side of their kids since most people were quarantined in with their children? Was it like a different? I was a substitute teacher, so sometimes I would tell the parents, like, your child did this, or maybe, or your child was yelling. No, my child don't yell. My child don't act like that. My child don't do that at home. And I know a few people now that their kids are home, they like, oh, her ass did that. Like,
No, oh
uh,
that's very true. That, well, she's only 3, so I didn't get to experience having that conversations with teachers yet.
uh-huh.
Like, all of her, because she's in preschool now, so they're in their glory when it comes to her. But like, I'm the parent that just like, nah, that little thing is something else. Like, she, go ahead, you'll see, she a trip. But and then like
Right.
she tried to be sweet with it too. But yeah, I see, because I work in the school system, so I see how parents do. They put their kid on a pedestal, and we be like,
Uh-huh.
no, Johnny a little badass. Like,
Right.
Johnny got a smart mouth. Johnny is
Right.
disrespectful. Like, but they're like, oh, my kid won't do that. All you have to do is this, that, and the. I'm telling you. Now, if you want me to take matters into my own hand, you might want to call the cops on me. But
Right.
you're the mother or you're the parent. I'm just relaying the information. But yeah,
Right.
parents do that all the time. They. It's a whole different side to these kids that these parents think that they know, but they don't know.
Right. Everybody, welcome to Girl Talk. I'm live with my girl QUANNY, who has her own podcast called Somebody's Mama. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope y'all having y'all little drinks. You know how we do is Girl Talk. QUANNY, so I watched your podcast, and you guys were talking about single parents and being a single mom. Are you a single mom, or is it help?
I'm a single mom. Ain't no man living here helping. Ain't no man living here. Like her father is involved, or he put it like this: he does the best that he can to be actively involved. Her dad lives in Brooklyn, so like of course like he doesn't see her every day. He calls, and then of course with this whole pandemic going on, like he hasn't really been able to because he's been very precautious, which I understand.
Yeah.
But like I'm single mom, trying to co-parent. It's hard, but
Is there any other co-parents out there? How y'all
two
dealing with it?
co-parenting out here.
Especially being with quarantine. I seen somebody posted that they, baby dad or the father of the children were like partying and stuff, and they're like, no, you can't see my child. Do you think that's fair? Like, do you think there's certain reasons why women sometimes keep their children away from their fathers or vice versa?
I think it's out of bitterness and I don't, because we use this term bitter baby mama way too loosely. And you look up the Webster dictionary, the word bitter means having anger or resentment. And you are entitled to be angry and resentful towards the person you went half on this baby on, especially if they're not keeping up their end of the bargain.
Right.
Now, I do believe in being fair. I do believe in I do believe in being fair and being understanding. Like, listen, even though like her dad isn't present here with me, I am understanding to the fact that he does have a life and that he's gonna go out. He has friends. He has his own pursuits going on. But it comes to a point where like you have to, like I said, keep up your end of the bargain, and it doesn't have to come at the negligence of your child. Now, if you going out every weekend and you not using one of them weekends to pick up your kid, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Right.
You taking trips to here, there, and everywhere, but you haven't seen your kid in 6 months. That's a problem.
Right.
So I think it's a matter of priority. It's the priority that people or fathers, mothers, whoever don't keep in mind. Right. But I don't think it's fair to the child that they have to be away from the parent.
Right. For the kid. Everybody wants their dad, everybody wants their mom in their life.
Yeah.
Question. So most times when men, or females, it could go both ways. I don't want to seem like we're just dogging guys out, but it's two females talking, and I don't have a child. So most times when men are not as present, is it a surprise for the women? Like, do you like when you're with the guy and y'all together in your mind, are you thinking like he's gonna be the best baby daddy or the best husband or the best parent to my child? And then once the baby comes, it's like the total opposite. Or is it something that you always wasn't too sure about anyways?
It was one of those, see, it was weird because when I was pregnant, we were trying to figure out like what our next move was as far as like, because I was living in New York. My daughter was born in Brooklyn, so she Brooklyn breed, I guess.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, so I wasn't trying to leave Brooklyn. I secured myself there. I made a home and established myself there. And once I found out I was pregnant, I was really doing everything I can. But we all know New York City is expensive as hell. And finding a place there was just not ideal for me. So I'm like, you know what? I have to pack up and come back to Connecticut. He didn't want me to do that. But like, I'm like, well, we ain't got no money.
Right.
You ain't got no job, man.
Like, you can.
And I feel, but we could be real on here. Like,
right now, you could be real. We don't know him.
You ain't got no job. Like, you ain't got no money. So how we gonna live? And if I have to choose between you and fortifying my child and securing our well-being, I'm choosing the one that is growing inside of me and is
Right.
going to form into a human. So with that, it's just once I saw that and once we experienced those complications, I was like, oh yeah, this is a done deal.
So you
Now,
kind of process
yeah.
that.
Now I didn't accept it right away. I think she's 3 now. So I think within the last maybe 6 months, I've come to the realization, yeah,
Oh, so this
it's
is new.
this is new. Cause like I was still trying to change his mind. I was still trying to like feel like, okay, well, how about you come down here and we could do this and we can do that so we can figure it out. Da, 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 da. Like I was gung ho on trying to make this thing work.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't do that. Like I've come to the realization that a man or a father is gonna do what is necessary, that he's gonna do what he has to do to take care of his. And he's gonna
Right.
handle his business, he's gonna make whatever sacrifices he needs to make, and whatever he doesn't do is gonna fall on him. And so that's when I had to realize, like, I still had to be her mother. I still had to be the one to take care of her. I had to still be the one to move forward and make sure I'm elevating myself the way I need to take care of
Right.
her and be
Right.
present for her. I can't be so caught up in what he's not doing because,
Right.
like, she can't miss out on 2 parents. Like,
No.
that's not fair to her.
Do you
Yeah.
think that sometimes us women, we like we sometimes spend too much time on trying to help him or help him figure out what to do instead of just focusing on ourselves and getting it done. We steady trying to like, yo, come to Connecticut, I can get you a job and we can do this and da 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 da. Do you think sometimes we spend too much
Man,
time on that?
listen.
Like I should
We
have been
spent
starting my podcast. I could have been making my money for me and my kid, and and I could have found him. And sometimes we block our blessings on finding who we're supposed to be with because we're still trying to get this other dude.
exactly like 2 hands up. Yes, that's something I can definitely attest to. Like, I spent way too many years trying to fix him and trying to get him to understand when, like, it's either he just don't understand, like you stuck on stupid and you just don't understand, or you don't want to. Like,
Right.
it's like that stupidity versus ignorance, like, kind of thing.
Right.
And I hate to sound like terribly negative, but like that's what it is. It's like choosing what you're gonna do and like trying to figure out what you're gonna do. Like it's one thing to not have, but it's one thing to have that is like accessibility, but choose not to take it. So
Right.
yeah, I spent
Right. Ladies, have you guys experienced some of that of trying to help a man and make him do better for you and your child when you should have just, if somebody wants to do something, they're gonna do it. That's
exactly.
how I feel.
Period.
When you want to do it, you gonna do it. I'm gonna use myself for instance. I grew up with my stepdad that he'd kill me if I said my stepdad right now. I grew up
Oh
with my
wow.
dad. Right, he'd kill me. He hates Shanice. What? You're my child, right?
Oh.
I grew up with my dad, and later on in life, my real dad came into my life out of nowhere by himself, no force. I was like 15, 16, you know what I mean? So it was like, you're right, a woman. So I'm
right.
like, so it just made me think like, wow, what made you want to come now? Like, I guess, like, were you ready now to come? And now, you just want to swoop on in? But I got my dad, but me and my real dad, we got a relationship now. He's probably watching this now. What up, Chuck? But that's how I feel. Sometimes guys do come when they want to come. He came when I was 15, and now every day he's called me, Chinese, what you doing? Da da da. I love you. Da 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 da. And it's like, dang, where was you when I was 5 years old trying to learn how to ride a bike?
Hello.
Right, but
Hello.
I'm so thankful that I have my dad in my life, so I got to experience somebody teaching me how to ride a bike, somebody picking me up from school, he walking me to school with a dog, me and my dog, like, so I got to experience it. But at the end of the day, everybody want to know, like, where's my dad? My dad.
Yeah, and I'm learning that, like, I can't she's gonna become of age where she's gonna know for herself. And but
Right.
like that's why I try to explain to him, and I just try to explain to parents in general, like these early years are so pivotal. Like these are
Right.
where like people like, oh well, she's only 1 or she's only 2, she's not gonna remember. No, they do. Babies are
Right.
smart. Children are smarter than what we believe they are.
Right.
Like, and that's
Tiara said he came when he was ready to be consistent. Honestly, Tiara, at first it wasn't
agreed.
consistency. At first it really wasn't consistency. It was he came, saw him a year later. He came 2 years. I went to college. He got more involved. As I got older, he became more consistent. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but now that I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I realize like now in my adulthood that I'm ready and I've been raised and all my morals and stuff is already high. He's here.
Did he come to
So
your graduation?
yes, he
Oh
did.
wow.
He came to see me on graduation. He did.
Yeah.
My college graduation, yes. Any other graduation, no.
That's the
So
same
I
thing with
mean,
your father.
I'm
That's crazy.
grateful. I'm grateful, but sometimes for children, I feel like it takes you a while to get used to that. Like sometimes we're not as just open arms, like, yeah, you here. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
where the fuck you was at? With that being said, I also have an older sister. So for my older sister, he was around. But for
Mm.
me, he wasn't. So do you think there's a reason why sometimes a guy can be in one child's life, but not the other?
I don't know. And to this day, that shit baffles me because, like, I used to feel because my dad has multiple children by multiple women, and
Okay.
so I'm the oldest. I have a brother that's 25, and like my dad was in a relationship with my brother's mother, and he was head over heels in love with her. And the way he treats my brother, like, is totally different from the way he treats his other children. Like, my brother is like the apple of his eye.
Mm.
And my brother and my dad are like two peas in a pod. Like, lifestyle the same. They both street niggas. They like, but that like that's his junior. Like, and my brother is named after him and everything. But like the dynamic is so much different than him and than me and his. Like, granted, I know my dad loved me, but it's this different.
You
Like,
see the difference.
I see
I can feel the difference.
Exactly. And I'm like, I don't know if it's a guy thing. Like, he's like more overprotective of him than he is of me. Like,
Oh, wow.
and it's not like a normal overprotective, because it's one thing to be overprotective of your children. You want them to be safe. But for me and my sister, it was more of like a judgmental kind of thing. Like,
Gotcha.
what you doing out past midnight? That's not a good look for you. Versus, hey, be careful if you're gonna be out and about like that.
Right.
Like the even the language was different. So I don't know. I want to say, I guess I say all of that to say, like, it's the dynamic. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So SMJ wrote, I think it has to do with the relationship they have with their mama. So maybe
That is very true.
So maybe if I'm in love with this lady, and she has my baby, now I'm in love. But not saying you or my mom, but like if I have like a girl that I had sex with and I get her pregnant, or we dated for a couple of months, the bond may be different. Not for all men. I don't want to say that, but for a lot.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, truth be told, I was one of the more one night stand children. And so, like, they were at my graduation or graduations, and it was so awkward seeing them together. Like, we taking pictures and shit, and they looking at each other like, hey, who you? The person that created me, motherfucker? Like, what?
Right.
Like, get out of here. But yeah, it's right. Like why are you
like,
sitting
who
here
you
looking at that person with the same face? Like, granted, it was almost 30 years ago, but chill. Like, you know what you did. But I think a lot of it is just has to do with where they were emotionally and mentally,
Right.
and how that determines how that's going to be projected onto the child.
Right. And that's where men and women are different, because a woman can have a one night stand and have a baby, or a woman can be married to a man and have a baby. And most times, I'm not a mother, but I'm gonna take care of both of your children. Like they both here. I'm
They
not.
both
They both yours.
they
But in
both
the
yours.
guy's case, it's mine, but I don't fuck with her mama like that.
Yeah, and it's almost like you questioning the child's existence just because you don't know the mama like that.
Right.
Like,
Which is not fit to the child.
and
Um.
like the thing is, and it just like you have to. It's also you just have to turn inward. Like, why you fucking with women you don't know?
Right.
Why you have to be like wrap that shit
Why you
up?
didn't wrap
Like,
it up?
right, you ain't strapped
Right.
up. Like, why you fucking with women that you don't know? Like,
Right. If you
you
gonna
know
act
what the
like that.
eyes were. Yeah.
Right. If that's gonna be your act, you should never did it. To all the guys out there, we need our daddies.
Condoms not that expensive at the corner store. I'm just saying, but I
Right. If you can
digress.
if you can afford to have sex, you should be able to afford a condom.
Right. They
Um,
free at the what's the name? Planned
Planned
Parenthood? Yeah.
Parenthood.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Do you think for women, when your dad is not in your life, that you're more likely to date the wrong kind of guys? Do you think sometimes when you have a father in your life, it kind of shapes the kind of man that you will want?
Absolutely. Because that's where the foundation is laid. Like as far as like how you're supposed to be treated, how love is supposed to show up in your life, how you're supposed to entreat it, like, you know, yeah, absolutely. Like
Right.
you often run into the same type of man. Like so
Right. I do agree. I don't date men, but if I was to, he would have to be just like my dad. I would want a man that know how to build things, and like my dad was a manly man. Like he is a manly man. So like me, even when I see like my little cousins or something, I'm like, oh, you need to like I'm not the type of girl that like guys that's taking the pictures all day and full of themselves and in the mirror. I'm like, nah, that's not how my dad was. My dad,
mhm.
he brushed his teeth, washed his face, and he was out the door. He ain't looking, you know what I mean? So when I see guys doing the opposite, I'm like, like my dad ain't like that.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays men actually want to be dads. So, Crystal, you're saying that in 2020 things are kind of changing and that men are becoming more responsible. Do you feel like that, Kwani?
It's a hit or miss, honestly, for like in my opinion. I think
Okay.
because, dating at almost 30 is
Mm-hmm.
different from 21. Like running into somebody now, like, okay, I'll be 29 this year. So I run into
What's your
somebody who's
baby? My
running
little
into somebody,
daughter. Okay.
running into somebody who's the same age as me, like let's say between 28 and 35. Like that's like, a decent age range. Like, what's the likeliness of you running into somebody that doesn't have a child?
Right.
Like we're getting older, so the probability of finding someone who is childless is becoming more slim. And
Right.
so now people are just adjusting their preferences to like, okay, if this person has a child, then let me figure out what that's going to look like for me.
Right. Right.
So I think that's what it is. I think, like if I were to find somebody that didn't have a child, he probably would be accepting of me having a child. Would it be hard and different because they'll have to adjust to the fact that my life isn't centered around you?
Right.
Like I have a child to raise, and that if anything, if you want to be a part of my life, understand that we're a package deal. You
Right.
have to fit and mold yourself and merge like your world into mine if you really want this thing to work.
Right.
So.
Right. Um, Funny. Do you like, my dad, my real dad, he has a wife, right? And I used to think it was weird. I knew he had a wife before he was like really in my life. I always knew about him. And I used to think it was weird. Well, I still kinda like to have a man in your life and you know he have children and you not be like, you know, did you call your daughter today? Or like as a woman, I think as a woman, when we date guys and we know that the guys are not doing what they're supposed to do for, you know, their children, like do us women, do we push them to try to do the right thing? Or do we be like, oh, all right, well, when I have my child, he ain't gonna do that to me. But honestly, it's usually a cycle. You're gonna get the same kind of
It
energy
is,
too.
yeah. It's a cycle. I would say that it's the total opposite. I don't think they get pushed enough.
Right.
Like,
That's how I feel.
I don't think they get pushed enough until it happens to them and they see or they
Y'all want to
realize
join up.
that, huh?
They want to
Right,
join together.
right. Like that you realize that he's a trash father that
Right.
he always been. Like, and but then they, women, we have a tendency to act like this information is new. I'm like, it's not new. You've
Right.
always seen it. It just didn't impact you.
Right.
I think that's the main reason why. Once it becomes a direct impact, that's when they realize, like, yo, he ain't really do much for his other kids, so I
Right.
don't think it's gonna be any different with the 10th one. You know?
Right.
Right.
Right. Ladies, I feel like us ladies that's dating men that has children, let's start pushing them to do the right thing. Most of us have or know somebody who, you know, when their father wasn't in their life, and you know how it feels. You seen your cousin cry, you seen somebody sad about it. Why won't us as black women, let's push like, nah, I ain't messing with you if you can't. Did you call her
Yeah.
today? Did you send her a little, it's her birthday? Did you say happy birthday?
Right.
Like, let's
Exactly.
push them to do the right thing. Don't be all
Right.
selfish because the child has nothing to do with you. Oh, she's in my pocket now, but that's, it's morals. Come on. How
Yeah.
can you want more from a guy if he can't even take care of his seed?
Right.
I asked you that. Guys, how y'all feeling? Everybody, welcome to Girl Talk. I see I got a few new followers in here. Make sure that after this you go and like it. Make sure you follow QUANNY, somebody's mama. She has her own podcast. How y'all feeling out there? We just talking about fathers and dating and mamas and just trying to pick the right guys out here for our children. Hey y'all, what are y'all drinking? What are we drinking out there? I'm
I
still
ain't
drinking.
have.
I got a little. You supposed to be.
I'm so. I
Uh-uh.
listen. It was a rough
Uh-uh.
evening. Listen, I got
Uh-uh.
some water in the fridge.
You supposed to be having a little sip. It makes the lips a little looser.
Right, right. You right. I don't
That's
know how. It's been a rough. I should have remembered, child. It was a rough evening.
so I do know a couple of single dads though. I know a couple of single dads who take care of their children. It might be from different women or the same woman and they take care of their children, right? Do you think sometimes we don't hold men like accountable or they think that they don't have to because they know that their mamas got it? Like, I know she gonna take care of him. Oh, I know she gonna bring him to school. Oh, I know she gonna do it. I don't have to
Yeah,
do it.
absolutely. It's like it's to the point where they don't even ask anymore. It's like my thing is like one of the biggest questions, the $1,000,000 question I asked, especially during this pandemic. I said, "Did you even check on the mother of your child during the pandemic? She is raising your kid during the pandemic. Have you ever thought about that?
Right.
Like, especially if they live in an area where like the case is like there's like a leading case, like where they have like a
Right.
high number of cases. Like, did you like she's raising your kid in the middle of a pandemic? Like, they could have been homeless. She could have lost
Right.
her job. Like,
They could have had corona.
it could have had corona. Like,
Right.
seriously, like people don't think about that. Like, yeah,
Right.
like it's
The characteristics of guys that do step up, do you think it's because like their mamas pushed them or like I have a friend, he raised his son. And I'm like, wow. It's really sad that when you see like a guy raising their children, you're like, wow, like that is so cool. Like that is nice. Like
yeah, because
I didn't
it's
even really know guys
unlikely.
did that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I was trying to think of the difference between like those kind of guys and the guys that don't. And I'm like, is it because maybe the mother has passed away or drugs? You know, sometimes a guy, maybe they feel like, oh, she on drugs, she can't take care of my child. Let me step up. Like, do we got to become crackheads for you to come around?
Exactly. Do we gotta be like neglectful and
Right.
about to die? Like, I
Right.
don't know. Cause I have a friend that and we went to school with him actually. I don't want to put him on black. I don't know if he's watching. I don't know. He's actually Antoine. I could put him on blast. He's our friend.
Okay.
Yeah, like
okay.
He's one of actually every time I think about like a single father, he's like the first person I think about. Like, and I'm like, yo, and I always think about like how I be watching him on social media. I'm like, yo, your kids got mad big. They look just like you.
Right.
Like I'm like, yo, I remember when you were working in the cab just to provide, but still have a
right.
college right.
Right.
Like, that's so dope. But it's just like, yeah, like you said, like, why is it that we get so shocked when they're doing, when we see a black man, a black father doing what they're supposed to do, but it's just rare.
It's like rare.
Yeah. Right. It's like seeing, it's like we get starstruck. It's like seeing a celebrity in your neighborhood.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
Seriously though.
I see a man pushing a stroller. Oh my God. Is that a father? He changing a diaper in public.
Willingly.
Wow. Yeah.
He didn't say he was babysitting. He said, I gotta go get my child.
Yeah, I gotta go. See, oh yeah, see that right there. Listen,
the babysitting?
That babysitting stuff, they miss me with it. So right. I watched her while you went to work. I watched her over the weekend when you went with your friend. You watch her. Right. You watch TV. You watch movies. The fuck you?
Right.
Like, I gotta be careful what
you watch this punch coming. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. You watch, like, smack me.
That babysitting thing.
Babysitting, like you not my neighbor, nigga. You her father. Like my neighbors babysit.
Right.
Like,
right. Everybody, welcome. We here, Girl Talk with my girl QUANNY. Maybe some of you guys have experienced this, maybe some of you haven't, but I hope that you get something. I hope that we're inspiring you. We could do it. I mean, I always feel like, everybody want to be independent. I want to be independent. I want to be able to be independent, but I want some help. Like, come over here. Like, let's do this together. That's what Destiny's Child said.
Exactly. First of all, that was 20 years ago. Let's give it a rest. But yeah, like,
it's over.
I know I can because I'm in a space where I don't have a choice. But do I always want to do it? It'll be nice to like call on someone and be like, listen, like I need a break. Like, can you watch her real quick while I take this nap? Like, can you watch her real quick while I I don't know, go out and get my nails done or something?
Did you say watch? Did you say watch? Can you take your daughter? You said the watch word.
See, and I need to even change my language. I wouldn't even can you take her to the park or something while I take a nap? Like, can you? Yeah, so
a little help.
A little help. Like, I was like, I'll settle for a day. It's amazing how us mothers, we consider a break a day or a weekend. Like, that's what we settle for. When in actuality, you probably need 2 to 3 weeks. To rejuvenate. Use that first week to take naps. Use that first week to take naps. That second week to parlay and party and socialize. And that third week to handle business. Like that's how I plan my time, like my time off. Like there were times where she would be in New York for like 2 weeks. That first week, I'm in the bed by like 6 and I'll be sleeping throughout the night. That second week, that's why I'm like, all right, let me see who I can hit up. Let's go to, let's see
Right,
where I
let's
can
do
go.
something.
Yeah, that's when I catch up on all with all my friends, and like that's my time, and I really try to make
Right,
use of it. On top of like, okay, let me clean my house, let me go grocery shopping, let me do this month worth of laundry, like, you know. So it's
right,
different forms of self care that I try to tap into during that time, but that doesn't come often, and that's sad. And we settle for a day just because we're so busy trying to accommodate the other parent. Like, forget your accommodation. Like,
right.
yeah,
Actually, shout out to my friend Rashad. You know him from college. I went to see him the other day, right?
Rashad.
And he had Rashad with the dreads. He has dreads now, dark skin. I'll show you a picture.
Oh yeah,
You know
because
exactly
he
who I'm
was
talking
calling me
about.
Sally Mae too. Yep, I remember him.
Yes, that's my bestie. Yes.
Yep.
So in college, we could being upperclassmen, yo, we just played too much. So Rashad, yes, me and him is still as close as we was in college.
Oh
So
nice.
I went to see him the other day. You know, we live in the same city, and he has a son. Um, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm about to take my son home to his mom." And I was like, "Oh," he was like, "Yeah, I had him all week." He was like, "Yeah, I get him from Sunday to Thursday, and then she'll get him from like from Thursday to Sunday." And I was like, "Wow." I was like, so he was like, "Yeah, you know, sometimes she needs a break and sometimes I need a break. So we just do like a 4-day thing. And that way we both get to do what we need to do." And I was like, that is, I've never
That
heard a
is
man say that.
co-parenting for you.
Right.
Teamwork. Like
Right. It
that's
was,
amazing.
shout out to you, Rashad, because I
For
really never
real.
heard like anybody say that to me. And I was like, that's why you my bestie. Like, you know,
For
like that's
real.
why I mess with
That's
you.
so
Like,
dope. It's
has him
like,
all week, like with his son, teaching him how to read, teaching him how to do all these different things. He's not just sitting there watching TV. He makes him watch like these little black cartoons and all of this stuff. And I'm like, wow, like, shout out to you. So
that's
shout out to all the good
amazing.
dads out there. We know
Those
you
are
out
two
there.
parents working. That's what you call working together. And once we just like, and that's what it is. Like, that's what co-parenting is all about. It's about working together. Like,
Right.
and I
And
don't
just
think,
having that respect, just
yes,
respecting each other.
yes. And overall, like I think as the Black community, we haven't mastered that teamwork yet when it comes to raising children.
We haven't mastered teamwork when it comes to,
Anything.
right.
But if we gonna come together and make a baby, can we come together and raise it the like proper way? Can we
Right.
support each other and still, you know, and do it in a healthy way where it isn't traumatizing for the
Right.
child? Because
Right.
like all of this and I can't even I say this with no judgment because I'm guilty of it. Like my daughter has unfortunately seen me upset at her father, and I've had to like take the time to make it right. You know, as far as like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm sorry that you had to see mommy act like that. Like, you know, me and daddy are doing the best we can to work together.
Right.
And she's smart. And so she'll be like, "Are you mad at daddy?" And I have to like,
Oh,
I'll have to finesse it in a way where I'm like, "No, I'll be okay." Like,
right.
we're figuring things out. Like, and you just gotta
And
figure it
I
out.
like that though, right? Because sometimes people they tell the kids like your father's stupid, he's da 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 da, and
I
sometimes that,
refuse.
you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
she, at the end of the day, when she grow up, she gonna make her own conclusion about
She's
things.
she gonna make her own decision. Hi,
Hi.
is that Leslie? Hi, Leslie. Yeah, they're gonna make their own judgment, and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna decide whatever they want to decide when it comes to how they deal with their father or their other
Right.
parent. Yeah, I just like I'm at a space where I don't want to speak negatively about her father. Like that'll be wrong of me, and I'll be just as bad or even more toxic, you know,
Right.
in the long run if I'm sitting there bashing this man to her.
Right.
Like,
That's beautiful though. That takes maturity.
yeah. And my
That
thing
takes
is,
maturity. Mm-hmm.
like, my child is like, children, they're innocent. We want to keep them innocent. They shouldn't be exposed to like toxicity at such an early age because they're going to grow up with that toxicity and it's going to
Right.
mess them up. Yeah.
Right. Right. Are there ways to determine like a deadbeat from a great father? Like, are there some things that we see in the guy and be like, oh yeah, he's gonna be good, or some things that they say to somebody who's like nah, he not ready yet. So true, let them from their own perspective.
I
Yes.
think it's just like the disposition of, for me, it's a level of dedication that a man has to their child or the well-being of their child.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the level of sacrifice. Now, you have some children or some fathers who may not live in the same home. They may live like on the other side of the country, but they make whatever sacrifices they need to make for their child. They'll call every day. They'll make sure that the child has what they need. They'll consult with the mother like, hey, can we arrange times where we can travel to see each other? Like, I'll
Right.
come here on this holiday and this holiday and every other
Right.
birthday, and then the child can be with me for 4 or 5, 6 weeks during the summer. I
Right.
think it's just a matter of the dynamic and how they communicate effectively versus a deadbeat where they kind of like make excuses, or
From the
they
beginning, from before
from
we
the
even had kids, they was
beginning
making
they
excuses.
don't
Their phone been
prioritize.
dying.
Right, like it's just it's yeah, it's the level of priority versus like, because people, and what I used to feel like because her dad didn't live here that he was doing a poor job. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the fact that he didn't live here that made me resentful or upset. I think sometimes it's just more so the level of consideration and sacrifice that comes with it that doesn't get to be addressed. Like,
Right.
if you haven't seen, like, and this is not about her father, this is just in general.
Yeah, in general. We talking general talk. Everything is not about
Yeah. If you
right.
haven't seen your child in months and their birthday is coming up, don't you think it'll be necessary for you to make the sacrifice to be present for the child's birthday? Like,
Mm-hmm.
even if you are, in the middle of a pandemic, like, if niggas in Florida could be out here moving around here willy nilly, you
Right.
can be a hop, skipping, and jump away and still make that sacrifice. And so, like, I think it's just a matter of just the limited amount of excuses and the willingness to do whatever it takes you need to do to be present and actively present.
Right. SMJ says most times we fall in love with the person's potential, not realizing what actual and factual that the person is. That's true. We know that you
Oh,
could do this and you could be like that, and if you do this, you could be like that, instead of realizing that they ain't doing none of that. Kwani, we only got like 2 minutes left.
we
I want
do.
to,
Dang,
yeah,
that
it's
was
only an
like quick.
hour. That's what great conversation. That's what happens. I want to
Wow.
say thank you to everybody for tuning in to Girl Talk. Make sure you go like it. Make sure you go follow. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Kwani, thanks for being on. Thanks for
Thank you for
being my
having me.
co-host. Is there anything you
Absolutely.
want to say?
I don't really have much to say, but I appreciate this platform where we could be real and raw and unfiltered. And
Yes.
like, just keep doing you, Shanice. I really love this. I love watching you and
Thank
just
you.
the stuff that y'all talk about. And I hope that this isn't the last time.
No, it won't be. Tell everybody where they can follow you at, how they can see your podcast.
You can follow me. Well, I have 2 Instagrams, and you can follow me on both because I'm trying to get my followers up.
Okay. And what are they called?
My personal Instagram is really QUANNY. That is really underscore QUANNY, QUANNY. And my podcast Instagram is Somebody's Mama. That's SOME underscore BODYS Mama MAMA. So you can follow me on either or. I'll gladly accept you'll see a lot of my ranting and raving and bullshit, and y'all just gonna laugh at me and
right. She's very funny.
Yes, y'all just gonna laugh at me. And you can listen to the podcast. Actually, a new episode just dropped tonight, so please check that out.
You working?
Yeah, I'm working. I'm trying.
This is working. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming on. Love is love. And you'll definitely be back on. I come on yours. 2 seconds. Love you. Peace, everybody.
Bye.